My name's Josh Lloyd, and I study student reading. When I was an undergraduate student, to be completely honest, I didn't read. I probably read 1 out of every 10 things I was supposed to. And as I started teaching, I noticed a very similar statistic from my students. They tend not to read. And over the past decade or so, a bunch of people have started to research this. And I was really curious to look into it. So I went and found a bunch of research studies to see how often we found that students read. And a pretty startlingly dangerous statistic shows that only 20 to 40% of our students are reading when we ask them to. And we can all probably agree, since we're in higher education, that we think reading's important. And there's a multitude of research that shows that it is. However, I thought I'd bring something a little closer to home to support this point. I went and analyzed the last 3 semesters of a syllabi from our department, and roughly 8 out of every 9 teachers require some sort of reading in their classroom. And of those that don't, 6 of those are internship courses where students are actually placed somewhere else, which shows a very strong support for reading. Now, a lot of people study reading, but not very many study how to increase reading. There's roughly 10 studies as of right now that study how to increase reading in higher education. And that's not a very high number. So this is what I wanted to look into. So my plan is first to figure out why our students aren't reading. So I'm going to ask them. Following that, I want to implement some of the most common reading strategies to help increase reading. And these are reflective free writing, reading questions, and reading quizzes. Once I've increased the reading, then I want to start to look at some of these questions that a lot of the researchers are currently looking at, which are how we can increase the quality of the reading in the classroom. A lot of researchers are researching how to increase the quality of reading, but if they're only looking at 20 to 40% of our readers, we've got a pretty underrepresented number of students. So by first increasing the reading and then looking at the quality of reading, I'm going to get a higher girth of students to draw from. And the final thing that I'm looking to do with my research is to actually get people to put it into practice. Let's increase the student reading in our classrooms. Thank you.